I think contrarianism is overrated. I do like it when I have extreme conviction and no one else believes it. It gives me even more conviction.
From Morgan Stanley, this is Hard Lessons, where iconic investors reveal the critical moments that have shaped who they are today. Today on the show, the legendary macro investor Stan Druckenmiller, in conversation with Ilyana Bouzali, Morgan Stanley's global head of derivatives, distribution, and structuring. Druckenmiller ran Duquesne Capital Management with roughly 30% annualized returns and no losing years from 1981 to 2010. He now leads the Duquesne family office, managing his own capital, and as a philanthropist championing education, medical research, and the fight against poverty.
Stan, thank you very much for doing this.
I'm thrilled to be here. I think the world of Morgan Stanley, so it's the least I can do.
Oh, that's a privilege for us to have you here. I've been privy to some of your equity trades over the past year or so, where it did feel you were early. And I'm curious if you can maybe take us through one or two and how they came together.
I'll pick one that might surprise you because it's not very sexy and it's not AI or anything, but I think it's a good example of our process at Duquesne. In the middle of last summer and toward the fall, the AI thing started to get, let me say, disturbingly heated and started at least have some rhyme with what I went through in 99, 2000. And we were looking for other areas. The group brought in a company, Teva Pharmaceuticals. So Teva was this apparently, if you didn't know what was going on, boring generic drug company out of Israel selling at 6 times earnings. So we met with the company, big transition going on. Richard Francis had come in, who ran the same playbook at Sandoz. Very impressed with him, knew how to take low-hanging fruit in terms of operating efficiency. But much more importantly, he was taking them from a generic drug company to a growth company by embracing biosimilars, replacing the generic drugs, which that's why they were 6 times earnings, with biosimilars and even some actual drugs. The amazing thing is the investor base were value investors, so they hated it. So the stock sat there at 6 times earnings while you could see this incredible management initiative going on, and no one really believed him. And again, growth investors didn't want it because they hadn't made the transition yet. Value investors didn't want it and were actually selling it because he was doing a growth strategy. So that was about 6 or 7 months ago, and the stock was 16, and today it's 32, and not much has happened other than he's proved biosimilars. They've come up with a drug that's not a generic, so it's re-rated from 6 times earnings to, I guess, 11.5 or 12 times earnings. So it was a whole